planning a trip, you should know that something else wildlife reserve has rocky broken terrain. Experience
On this truck, you'll be on the next one. Next truck, stop at the yellow line, you're on the next truck. Next truck, stop at the yellow line.
Oh, let me just put my big self in here. Okay.
Moving in towards you. Watch your fingers and toes on board. Doors are sliding shut on the right.
Oh, manual.
Doors are closed. Driver clear.
Sunday, Santa Morning. As we say here in Harambe, it's Wednesday. That means let's go. Jumbo friends, my name is Stephanie. I'll be your safari driver today as we head into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now please do stay seated during our journey. Hang on to any valuables you might have brought along with you, including your children. It can get pretty bumpy out there. I don't want to lose anything or anyone out on the reserve today. Now above your heads you'll see an animal spotting eye. We may not see all of those animals out there, but we usually have pretty good luck. If you guys see anything I don't, feel free to let me know. This is a photo safari, so have those cameras out and at the ready, set to an action setting, a sport setting, or a fast shutter speed. Those animals can move quick when they want to. We'll be moving as well. And we'll start our journey today in the Little Ituri Forest. Now many forest animals use camouflage to blend in to their surroundings, stay well hidden, but we'll see if we can't pick a few of them out. Looks like we're already in luck, coming up on a few forest antelope on this hill straight ahead. Now those lighter ones are the greater kudu. They're the largest of the forest antelope. These look like females. They lack the horns, but the males of the species have horns that can get up to 6 feet long. Quite the burden on top of that head there. If you peek a little further up, you might glimpse some darker fur. Those are bongos. They're also known as the ghosts of the forest. They can stay pretty well hidden when they want to, hiding behind trees and bushes. So you can get a little bit closer as we round the bend though. Now just beyond this watering hole on the left-hand side, there is a rhino fast asleep. That is a black rhino. Black rhinos can get up to 3,000 pounds. Those horns you see are made out of keratin, just like our hair and our fingernails are. Unfortunately, many rhinos are still hunted and poached for those horns, despite evidence they serve no use to us humans. Now if you peek up on the right-hand side, you'll catch a glimpse of those bongos. You'll notice those backward curved horns. Those allow them to move quickly and swiftly through the trees without snagging on everything they come in contact with. And a few more of those bongos coming up here on the left-hand side, one a little bit closer to us. We'll get a great view of those stripes. Those stripes are a sort of camouflage, helps them to blend into the trees and twigs around them. Makes it difficult for predators to find them.
Oh, look at the one with the big horns.
All right.
Now we'll make our way out of the Little Ituri Forest, head on into the Safi River. And as we come up on the Safi River, be on the lookout for any ripples you might see in the water. It could mean that there's an animal just below the surface. Looks like we don't have to look too hard though. There are a couple of eyes and ears poking out just to the left of that log there.
I see ducks.
As you can see, hippos love the water. They'll spend most of their day in that water to stay out of the hot sun. And they can stay submerged up to 8 minutes at a time. A few more over on our left-hand side. You can maybe see the baby poking its head up. Because they love the water so much, even babies nurse underwater. And these guys are quite large. They tip the scales at about 5,500 pounds. Because of that weight, they're too heavy to swim, so instead they'll move through the water by walking or running along the bottom of the pool they're in. And perched on the island to our left, you might also notice a few larger baby heads poking up. Very cute. These large birds are pink-backed pelicans. They get that name from the pink coloration they get during mating season. One more hippo on the right side of that island there. Those hippos might look pretty docile right now, but they're actually one of Africa's most dangerous animals. They're very territorial, so it's best that we keep our distance like this. It looks like we'll be making our way over this bridge here. Quite a few Nile crocodiles down below us on the left, so hopefully this bridge is sturdy enough to hold us. You'll see they're quite large. They can get up to 20 feet long. Most average about 16 feet though. You might notice a few of them have their mouths open. They're not waiting for food to fall in. That's just one way that they regulate their body temperature throughout the day. I will leave those guys behind. Just keep moving forward. If I'm not mistaken, we're headed in the direction of the savannah, home to many of Africa's most famous animals. We'll see if we can't spot a few of them out there today. It looks like we're coming up on a baobab tree on our right-hand side. That tree that looks like its roots are sticking up in the air. Baobabs will remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year. And that allows them to conserve thousands of gallons of water, which they store in that huge trunk. Animals will break open that trunk for a drink in between watering holes, which has given the baobab the nickname the Tree of Life. Looks like we've got a great view of the savannah as we come down this hill here. Many of the animals who call the savannah home greatly influence its beauty through their eating habits. Giraffes will prune trees when they eat, elephants knock over trees when searching for food. Many hoof-stock animals like antelope and wildebeest will essentially mow the grasses down when they graze. Also, be on the lookout for the termite mounds out here in the savannah. They're made from termite dung, saliva, and dirt, and when they bake in the hot sun during the day, they can become as hard as concrete. Looks like a few Ankole cattle up on the move ahead of us there. They're also known as Watusi cattle, after the Watusi people who domesticated them here in Africa. And they're the only domesticated animal we'll see out here on the reserve today. We'll probably get a little bit closer to them as we round the bend. If you peek over the bushes here on the left-hand side, you'll notice a pile of calico fur. Those are African wild dogs. They're also called painted dogs for their very unique markings. And while they look very cute and cuddly, almost very sleepy right now, they're actually one of Africa's most successful hunters. They even out-hunt a lot of the big cats out here on the savannah. So quite fierce. And it looks like we'll get a closer view of these Ankole cattle as we come up. Also a few sable antelope over on the left-hand side, one of the only species of antelope who will fight back against predators. But we'll get a great view of these big horns on the Ankole cattle. Those horns might look super heavy, but they're mostly hollow. The inside looks similar to a honeycomb pattern. And their cooling system the cattle uses, they'll push blood up into those horns during a hot day to disperse some extra heat, and that blood comes back down into their bodies a little bit cooler. And just like the cows, we know these guys moo, albeit quite a bit louder. A few more of those termite mounds as we pass on by here. You can see just how large they can get. Looks like we're coming up on a more open field up ahead. A great place for many hoofstock animals to graze during the day. Looks like there might be a few of them out there right now. Looks like a cluster of white-bearded wildebeest laying in the grass straight ahead. Their name in Afrikaans literally translates to wild beast, though they've also earned themselves the nickname Nunu cattle for the new grunting noise they make when they eat. This looks like a relatively small herd. Their migrations can get up to 1.5 million in numbers, and they'll move over hundreds of miles together. These migrations have gotten so large they've even been seen from space before. And on the left-hand side here, Africa's largest antelope, the Patterson's eland. You can see just how huge they can get. The males can get up to 6 feet tall at the shoulder when they're full grown. Despite that size, they're still able to jump 6 to 8 feet in the air from a standstill. So it's powerful legs. And just to the left of those wildebeest, you'll notice a few smaller antelope. Those are called springbok. Springbok get their name from the way they can spring up to 5 feet in the air, up to 13 feet forward. They're also very fast. They can move at speeds of 50 to 60 miles an hour. Great for outrunning predators that are after them. It looks like we stumbled on a few giraffes up this way here. Hard to miss, they are the tallest land animal in the world. They can get up to 20 feet tall. These look like Maasai giraffes. You can tell they have a bit more jagged pattern than some other species. Each giraffe has its own unique markings, similar to a human, with their own unique fingerprint. And as you can see on the left-hand side, giraffes love to eat. They'll spend about 16 hours of their day eating or in search of food. Be on the lookout for that long tongue. That giraffe tongue is 18 inches long. That's from the tip of our middle finger down to our elbow. So long they can even lick their own eyes. That tongue is also a bluish-black color to prevent it from getting sunburnt since it's out so much during the day. And with all the eating they do, you might think it doesn't leave enough time for sleep, but giraffes only sleep about 30 minutes a day, and they'll break that up into even smaller increments, about 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. We'll head deeper into the savannah now, see what else we can find out here. We've had pretty good luck so far. Might catch a glimpse of another one of those Springbok lone on the right-hand side there. Looks like a couple of elephants coming up on the right-hand side here. This looks like a small herd. These are most likely males, while the females and younger elephants stick together in closer, larger herds than this. You might also notice them flapping their ears. That's one way that elephants cool themselves off during a hot day. Similar to fanning themselves, it pushes that hot air away from them, cools off those blood vessels in their ears. Now, if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see some movement. Those are mandrills up there, Africa's largest monkey. You might notice the dominant male coming up on the far right-hand side. Just like Rafiki, he's the largest, has the brightest coloration of the group. And those colors get even brighter when he gets angry or emotional. Looks like the road is closed, so we'll keep heading this direction. Another bridge. Sounds like this one is just as creaky as the last one. There's quite a bit of red clay in this area. Not surprising that we would find those elephants so close by. From time to time, elephants will actually eat red clay as a nutrient supplement in their diet. Very similar to us humans taking our vitamins. Looks like there might be a larger herds of elephants coming up here. And a few more of those baobab trees. You can see just how large those vases can get. Alright, we'll make our way through this watering hole here. On the other side, it looks like there's a flock of greater flamingos in that pool there. Greater flamingos are the tallest and lightest pink of all flamingo species. And flamingos are hatched gray. They get that pink color over time from their diet of shrimp and other crustaceans. Those crustaceans are filled with beta carotene that give them that pink we know and love so much. You can sometimes tell the younger flamingos, they're more white in color. Now on the left-hand side here, you might notice what looks like a very large mud puddle. That's called a mud wallow. Many animals like the elephants we just saw, along with the rhinos, will use these to cool off during a hot day. That mud acts as a natural sunblock and also makes a great bug repellent. Unfortunately, poachers also know this, use this to target these animals for their horns and ivory tusks. If you look over on the far left-hand side here, you'll notice in between the trees there a couple of cheetahs laying down. They're right in that cluster of trees there, way towards the back of the tree line. Now, cheetahs are the fastest land animal in the world. They can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in just under 3 seconds. While these guys are sleeping right now, cheetahs do most of their hunting during the day, unlike a lot of other big cats. If you look at their eyes, they have a couple of black marks beneath each eye. That helps reflect the sun so they can better see their prey. And just like house cats, they can purr as well. Rising up ahead of us here, these are Kopi rocks. These are a great place for predators to hang out during the day, soak up the sun, and scope out some prey.
Look at the lion
Looks
up
like
there.
there's a lioness up there right now, right in front of that rock. Just make out the head there. There she is. And in a pride, the female lions actually do the majority of the hunting. The male lions hang back, guard the territory, look after the cubs. And lions love their sleep. They'll spend anywhere from 16 to 20 hours of their day resting. They're more active at night. Once that sun sets, their eyesight is about 6 times better than our own, perfect for hunting. Another lioness perched up there right now. And some very brave zebras over on the right-hand side there.
Oh, look at the rhinos.
Lucky for those zebras, they have a kick with enough force that could break a lion's jaw if necessary. And a few rhinos as well. Looks like the male lion is demonstrating just how much he loves sleep.
It's the circle.
Almost looks like a house cat, though I doubt you'd want him inside your own home. Now you can sometimes tell the age of a male lion based on the color of his mane. It's hard to tell from this angle, but the darker that mane is, the older he is.
Best foot forward. And just on the left-hand side there, you'll notice a few warthogs laying down, one standing up. That is Africa's largest burrowing animal, just like Pumbaa. When they burrow, they'll face outward so those sharp tusks protect against any intruders that might come their way. Looks like we're a bit closer to these zebras. Those stripes you see act as a sort of natural camouflage for those zebras. When they're together in a large herd, it's difficult for predators to pick one zebra out from the next. And of course the ostrich passing by here, the largest bird in the world. Now these birds are too large to fly, but they still use those wings to help them change direction when they run. A few ostrich eggs on the ground right there. Those are so durable that you or I could stand on top of them. They would not crack. Also might catch a glimpse of those white rhinos over there. White rhinos are a little bit bigger than the black rhino. They can get up to 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. Despite that extra weight, they're still able to run up to 35 miles an hour. Now we've seen quite a bit out here in the savannah. We'll head on into Magadi Glen now. Magadi Glen looks a little bit greener than other areas of the reserve. That usually indicates there are less hoostock herds that are grazing on the grasses here, or drafts to prune the trees down. For instance, those two birds on the right, those are yellow-billed storks. They are very carnivorous. They'll eat almost anything they can fit in their mouths. That includes fish, snakes, frogs, and even other birds from time to time. The Magadi Glen here is the newest addition to the reserve, made possible through the Disney Conservation Fund. That's why conservation is so important. It provides homes to many of the animals that we've seen out there today. It also helps protect or rehabilitate animals who might otherwise find themselves endangered out in the wild. Now, unfortunately, our journey together is drawing to its close, but I do hope you guys got to see some of your favorite animals out there today. And if you'd like to check out some more, I would head right on next door to Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. As the name suggests, you'll see gorillas over there, along with naked mole rats, meerkats, reptiles, and a number of bird species, all native to Africa, of course. That's also a great place to earn those Wilderness Explorer badges. If I have any Wilderness Explorers on board with me today, you've been riding on Simba 1. You can get the badge for that back in Harambe Village. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more about some of the conservation efforts taking place here at Disney, or the diets of some of the animals we've seen out there today, I would hop on the Wildlife Express train, head up to Rafiki's Planet Watch. There's also a good chance you'll meet Rafiki up there as well, along with Doc McStuffins. That's where our vet clinic's at too. Be sure to double check those rows